Going once, going twice. Perfect. Let's get started. All right, so Jean, I'm gonna share my screen with you. I'm gonna give you access to the screen, sorry. And you can take over.
All right, perfect. All right, hi everyone. Hope you guys are having a great afternoon. My name is Jean Cabral. Like she said, I'm the CTO at Millennium Vision. So basically my role is to kind of lead us in our technology strategy and make sure my business decisions are in line with what the overall plan and vision is with the company. So to make this short and sweet though, I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys kind of what you'll see when you guys sign up Sunday. All right, so what you see here is the reception area. So when you register, and I think you guys might be able to do that after the event. I'm not sure how that's handled, but after registering and the event has started, this will be where you guys land. And this kind of is like almost the break area, if you want to think about it like that, where you don't have to be engaging with anything. You can either be in the chat or go to the bottom of the screen to see the schedule, to see what performances are happening when, well, now. There's some more groups, but you get the idea. Also on the right, you have the main chat area. So everybody who's registered for the event can write in the chat and interact. Obviously, there's nobody in here in the demo beside me, so I'll be talking to myself. There'll also be polls that'll be here. So questions that you can probably answer yes or no to, or might have a few other options. And also all the registrants will be here for you to see. So if you wanted to direct message somebody, you have that possibility as well. And if anybody abuses that, you can also block them, just to let you know. So I'll move on to the stage area. So the stage area will be where all the performances are happening. So similarly to the block party, in the physical presence, there's a stage and all the performances happen. Same thing virtually here. So the first performance would happen at, well, when the event actually happens, I'm gonna say at 12:30, but imagine it's 8 o'clock for now. And for the groups that are performing, I'll kind of go over what that is and what that looks like. But for the most part too, each area has its own chat area as well. So people who are talking specifically about the stage can talk in here. So they can talk about the performances, things like that. Now I'll move on to the networking area. So this is another addition to the platform where students kind of have an opportunity to network one-on-one with other students. So basically you'd click this Are You Ready button, and then you'd be in a queue waiting for another student to be matched up with you. So it only matches students who are actually actively doing this as well. So it won't just randomly hook you up with somebody else while you're doing something else. But what happens is once you find another person, it'll give you 60 seconds to interact with the person. It'll ask you if you want to put your camera on. You have the option to take your camera off, mute yourself if you want to. And after 60 seconds, you're getting one or two. All right. Yeah, so after 60 seconds, I'll mute this.
There we go.
Well, yeah, after 60 seconds, you have the option to extend the time, or if you want to, you can leave the one-on-one session. So this will be a good opportunity for people to interact, and say if not everybody in your group can be at the booth, they can be promoting your group, meeting people one-on-one, and giving them opportunities to hear about your group. And last but not least, the most important thing would be the booths. So this is just a copy of the event. The actual event that you guys will register to has all of the student groups booths already preloaded and everything is already handled. But this will just give you an idea on how everything works. So when the event starts, you'll see a screen like this. My computer is acting a little slow, so this will be kind of where your student logo would be, a little tag on whatever your student groups, I guess category would be, a description. Also So this button here, this register interest, would take somebody to the My Involvement link to your student group. But also here, so basically, when you go on the platform, you'll see this share audio and video button. So the person who's the primary contact for the student group would be the first person to come into this booth and do this. And they'll already be set up to be the moderator for their specific booth. So once the moderator is in place, once somebody else clicks this share audio and video button, the moderator would see that that person is asking for permission to also come on camera and on screen. And then they can approve who comes on. So essentially you can have 10 people on screen at a time, and you can have up to 500 people in your booth at one time. In addition, there's a specific chat for your booth. So this is a good way for you to interact with people who come in and want to find out about your group. In addition, you can see the people who are in the actual booth. So you can see specifically who's here. And then if you wanted to follow up or if they had further questions or anything like that, you can reach out to them directly. But for the most part, this is pretty much everything that goes into this platform. It's pretty simple. If you have a preloaded video, you don't have to worry about that in terms of everything would be already set up for you. And all you have to do is really just man the booth. But other than that, that's pretty much everything that goes into it. For the groups that are actually performing though, there'll be a backstage area. So this link will also be provided to the groups that are performing. So this backstage area will be live, probably like.
Get rid of all those stresses from class.
Huh? Yeah.
Can everyone please mute themselves while the demo is going on? I just want to be respectful to them. You know, they're just trying to show you how everything works. Thank you.
But yeah, so for the groups that are performing, this is the backstage area. So it works very similarly to the booths where you'll come here before the actual stage performance. You'll share your audio and video for the performers who are actually performing live, and it'll show your webcam and you'll be connected. And then when it's time for you to actually broadcast, you'll click broadcast and you're live. So there's a 15-second delay, but other than that, it's as simple as that for the most part. There's also a chat area as well, specific for the backstage. So if you have any kind of concerns or anything like that, the organizers, being SA and Millennium Vision, will be here to help and support. So that shouldn't be an issue. And for the groups that have pre-recorded videos as well, that's already kind of handled behind the scenes. So you don't even have to worry about that. But for the most part, that's pretty much everything. And if you guys have questions, I'm not looking at the chat area, but
there's a couple of them. I noted them for you. So somebody asked, I think it was Amide, are groups allowed to screen share if they have PowerPoints to present? How can they do so?
Oh, yes, you do have the ability to screen share. So all 10 participants who are actually on the screen have the ability to screen share, but obviously the moderator would choose who can actually take full control over the screen, if that makes sense.
Does that answer your question? You could say yes, Amide. Am I saying her name right? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I would say feel free to talk or take your camera, your microphone off or
Absolutely.
speak up.
The next question we have is, can we pin messages in the chats within our booth, like an introductory message?
Yes, the organizers can do it, but all you have to do as a primary, like whoever is in the student group can reach out to somebody who's an organizer. So Jaleesa or me or Nikita, and they can actually pin it in the chat.
Did that answer your question?
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Next question we have is, are we supposed to be able to see that we are registered for the event once we make an account? I registered with Hopin with the correct email, but I don't have any events.
So once you registered, you're fine. So basically, when the actual event starts, or 5 minutes to it, go back to Hopin and log in, and you'll see that the event is about to start.
Does that answer your question? All right. Next question. How many people are allowed to present at the same time in the booth?
So 10 people can be on screen at the same time.
All right. Somebody asks, can we share our own recorded video? I think this is more like a process thing. Like, I'm not sure if Nikita would rather see those videos first or not, but Gene, you can answer
Well,
then Nikita.
I could imagine a workaround could be one person sharing their screen, and when they share their screen, they're playing a video, and that way you can play a pre-recorded video if you wanted to.
Does that answer your question? All right, guess so. All right, the next question is,
Well, actually, I have one thing to actually add. I forgot to add. In the expo area, the attendees actually have the ability to request to be on screen. So as the moderator also has the ability to grant access for attendees to be on screen. So say maybe you had a competition or a giveaway, something of that nature, where you're giving them a chance to guess and they come on screen and guess, or whatever the case may be. So that's also an option you guys have to interact with attendees.
anything else for that one, Gene?
Yeah, next question.
Awesome. When the main person for the organization leaves, will it close the booth or can someone else take over?
Someone else can take over. So the booth doesn't actually like leave or anything like that. But as far as like switch the moderator, I would say reach out to the organizer just so that we know what's going on. But that's definitely possible. So that wouldn't be a problem.
Does that answer your question? Awesome. Next question. This might be a Nikita question. Would it be better to have multiple e-board members managing the booths or have the president manage the booth and other e-board members do the networking?
So realistically, if we're talking about this, so think of real block party. When you have your table, how many e-board members do you usually have? You have 1, 2, 3 at most. So you can have someone handling the live interactions or 2 people handling the live interactions, someone switching in between the chat, looking at the poll, seeing who's registering. It's very easy to go back and forth. You can have up to 10 people, as Gene just said. So as many people as you want, whatever works the best for your group, realistically.
Does that answer your
Just
question?
some general tips. Like, I would say just try to make it as interactive as possible, because you don't want people to come in your booth and just see like 10 people just staring at a screen. That'd be pretty trash, I would say. So just kind of have an idea of like, all right, so when people come in, like what's going on, and different people might come in at different points. So you might want to, at certain points, go over what your group's about, or whatever the case may be, kind of gauge how many new people are in the chat or whatever the case may be. So definitely just try and think of as many different interactive ideas as you can and take full advantage of the platform while you have it.
Absolutely. All right. Next question is the moderator the person who submitted the request, Nikita?
Yes. So when you register for Hopin, the email and whoever the primary contact you assigned on your My Involvement form is the person who will be creating the Hopin account. So they will be the initial moderator. From there on, as you guys want to shift over, that's how you see fit.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
All right. The next question is, can we change the org logo, Nikita?
Okay. This is also a Gene question. If you email me at saprogramming.edu with your new logo, obviously it's going to go to Gene because he's the one setting up this amazing platform for us. So yes, I want to say, but Gene, you want to hop in on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's about you guys, so sure, why not?
Okay. Cool.
I would just follow up on that one and say that if that is something that you want, please don't wait till the day of to send that. If you can send that by even tonight to Nikita or the latest before 12 o'clock tomorrow, that would be best. But we really don't want to cram it like Saturday and Sunday. Like we want to have everything ready by then. So definitely.
So what I would say is if any logo changes, any organizer changes, like any moderator changes, if you want to change your primary contact, latest by Saturday morning, 10 a.m. After that, It's whatever's set.
All right. Next question. Should I make the account with the organization's email or my personal / school email?
I don't really think it matters as
Our
long
it
as
doesn't.
two people don't try and use the organization
Right.
email. I would just say use your personal one just to make it simple.
Right. So on our end, it wouldn't matter, but Nikita, I'm not sure if you want to get Albany emails. That's very important to you.
Yes, so I really specified in the email blast that went out to students, please, please, please make your Hopin account with the email that you register your org with on My Involvement. Realistically, majority of you registered with your albany.edu emails. Please use that. It just makes everything so much easier.
Awesome. Next question is there a way to edit the appearance of our booth prior to the event, logo description? So we kind of answered that. So basically, if you have an additional logo, if you want to have a more precise description, I'm pretty sure Nikita asked for that information already, but if you want to make changes, same thing, just send by tonight or before 12 o'clock tomorrow, please.
So most of the descriptions that were used was
On
what
the
was
website.
on My Involvement. So
Awesome. Somebody asks, oh no, we can leave that question. Okay, are students able to fluidly swap between booths?
yeah. So I mean, they could go to your booth, back out, go to
Mhm.
another booth. They have no reason, like unless there's something going on, they have no reason to stay in the booth. So
Awesome. How do I register for Hopin? Do I just use the same email or a special link?
I guess that's a Nikita
But
question.
yeah,
So
I
there
don't
is a
think
registration
Nikita.
link, but I don't know who's gotten
Yes.
it or not. So
So that registration link is going out right after this
Yeah.
meeting concludes. So everyone is going to receive an email with the Hopin registration form, which will lead you, and there'll be more information in that email. Just wait on that.
Awesome. Any other questions from anybody? So 2 things I would like to reemphasize once again is please come with a strategy for your own booth. I think it's very important for you all to be as impressionable as possible. We really want you guys to approach it the same way that you would if it was a physical block party. So as Jean and Nikita mentioned, like once again, like have somebody who's going to interact in the chat. Think about ways to get them to network in the chat, right? I think that not only is it important for you all to get them to sign up to be members of your org, but you also want them to enjoy the company of each other. So really think about a way to engage them there. Also think about what do people like, right? Like, do you want to be able to say or show something that's humorous, that's exciting, that's appealing to your audience? Like, really think about that. So if you are designing a presentation, really make sure that it's something that's not a whole bunch of words, but maybe it's a lot more visuals or clips that align with something that you want to talk about. So you definitely don't want them to feel like they're in class or that they're in Zoom University. You really want them to feel like they're almost talking to you at the table at Block Party. So really do your very best to like really think about what that experience should look and feel like. And make sure that you're able to provide them with information on how to reach you. So what I would say is that if you don't want to have people just send a bunch of information like emails and names in the chat, maybe each group should have a survey or a Google form, and you're going to put that in the chat and say, hey, if you're interested in signing up, please use this Google form to sign up with your name, number, email, or what other interesting fact that you want to know about them. So do your very best to get as much information from them and provide a good experience from them. And then secondly, you are students as well, and I'm sure that all of you want to interact with other groups. So what I would say is that if you are a representative, make sure that you have some kind of process where you all are able to switch out at some point. That way you do get the benefit of experiencing the platform yourself. Any questions on what I just said? Cool, don't all shout at me at once. So I think I see a question. So Chidani, I hope I said that right, said, after I register on Hopin, what do I do? It is asking for me to create an event. Do you want me to answer this one or?
I got it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So as I said before, after this meeting concludes, after we're done with training, you are going to get an email with the link. And hopefully, if you follow all the instructions the right way, you will see the access to the event that you will be attending. Hopefully that answers your question.
So I think what might cause some confusion is that for a lot of you, maybe you're trying to enter it right now. So basically when you put in the link now, you're not going to be able to see what we're seeing. You have to like fully register via the link that she's going to send to you all. And then on the day of, when the platform's actually live, that's when you will see every single feature that you're seeing in front of you. Any other questions? You don't have to write in the chat. You could just come off the mic and ask anything or make a comment.
So it's not live now?
It's not live for people to see yet. Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's no way for us to just, send the email now and us sort of troubleshoot?
Mm-mm. So literally, so when you guys get the link tomorrow, people will be able to sign up. And on the day of, for people, I think it's going to be open like 10 minutes prior to, Jean, I think we mentioned, for like the moderators and all.
Yeah.
And that's how the other team members like join the group? So like, our president will be the moderator
So
and then.
the team members join the group by going into the actual, like this part right here, the expo, and then clicking on the actual booth and then sharing their screen. Or just being in the actual booth. Once they're here, they're in the booth.
Okay.
Awesome. Any other questions?
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question. So I know we said that I think that there's a time limit for like the separate chat rooms. Was that said before? Like
Yeah,
when it's like
so
the one-on-ones? Sorry.
Yeah, so it's 60 seconds initially, and after 60 seconds, both people have an option to extend, and if they do, then that will extend it probably, I want to say another 90 seconds.
Okay, so then my following question for that is, do all the booths have a time limit for when someone joins them, or is it they could stay in as long as they want?
So they can stay on as long as the moderator has them on. So the moderator has the ability to remove them at any point.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you.
Anyone else have any other questions?
I had one other question.
Go ahead.
For the registration for the block party, for the live performances, there was a yes, no, and maybe option. If we answered maybe, is it too late to confirm as a yes or no?
So I will address that right now. I sent out an email blast to all students who had put, like, all students who had registered for block party and also included something about performances, yes, no, maybe. If you were a maybe, I asked that you had emailed me the previous Saturday. I'm sorry. So we actually have a set list of performances already. So unfortunately, we won't be able to add another one.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
No problem.
And then we have another question. When will the platform go live for us to register? So Nikita's going to send you all the registration link tonight/tomorrow.
Give me
And then
like
the
10
actual
minutes,
event will be live on Sunday.
Yeah.
Any other questions, comments, song recommendations?
Oh yeah, also one other thing. So whoever is the moderator, you'll see in the ticket, a ticket that's specifically for you. So everybody else in the group can just take the general admission ticket, but the moderator take the special ticket that says student primary contact.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
That's gonna be an email. Got it.
All right. Any more questions? Going once, going twice.
For the networking, do we choose who we want to network with, or is it like speed dating and we just go through the hoops?
So it's literally like speed dating, but like I said before, it isn't. So only people who are actually actively in it, so who are trying to speed date, I guess, in that essence, would be matched up, and you won't be matched up with the same person twice. If that makes sense.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And
If you have an, oh, go
to
ahead.
follow up to also, like, I guess if you meet somebody and then say you had a really great connection or whatever the case may be, and then the time runs out, there is still the option to DM the person, so people can be reached out to directly, but at the same time too, don't abuse it. But that's a way to reach out to that person after the conversation if you wanted to follow up.
Awesome.
And then we have a question. Will it only be one person who can be in a booth at a time, or can we have 3 different people from various computers in the booth at the same time?
So every person who's on their computer can be like on the screen, if that makes sense. And like, as far as like the attendees, like there can be 500 people like watching at one time, if that makes sense.
So just to kind of put it in perspective, basically what's happening right now is what's going to happen in every single booth. So there'll be a bunch of different people in these booths doing exactly what we're doing right here. Does that make sense? Awesome. All right. How do you direct direct message people from network? I don't know if I understand your question. Sorry. How do you direct people from networking to our booths? Will we have our own specific link?
I would say, since you're actually like seeing them live, like just tell them to go to the expo. But I imagine there probably is a link. You can just copy the URL. I think there's a chat as well in the networking, but
There is.
for the most part, you're talking to the person. So
Okay. Any other questions? All right, Nikita, any like last words or anything else that you think that we should touch on?
I'm getting emails right now, so thank you everyone that is paying attention. Any last minute essay/programming department questions? Feel free to unmute. No? Okay, so, at this point of time, you will be receiving an email from me shortly with the actual Hopin registration link. There will be very careful instructions laid out on the email. Please, please, please follow them to a T. It will make everyone's life so much easier. I promise you. On the day of, I really hope you guys enjoy Block Party this year, even though it is cyber. You know what? At this point in time, I just blame COVID for everything. You know what? I failed that quiz, COVID. That's it. That's how it is. But I really hope everyone enjoys this. I really hope that everyone enjoys this event, and I'm looking forward to the positive feedback. So yeah, let's get ready for Block Party Day.
Yes, get ready, y'all. Once again, make it the best experience possible. The structure is there. Really and truly, it's all about your energy that's really going to fulfill it. So whatever you all bring to your booths, that's what's going to drive the success of the event. So we're all counting on each other for this one.